All right, next we have Scorpio rising and sun. So for you guys, this Libra lunar eclipse is happening in your 12th house, along with the south node there. And of course, the sun is opposite in the sign of Aries with the north node in your 6th house. So one of the things that I'm seeing with the south node being the 12th house and eclipse happening here, there's definitely some energy around loss or letting go of something, maybe needing to grieve something, maybe coming into acceptance with something in your life. And this may have to deal with relationships. You might feel this is a Libra eclipse, which is all about people. So there might be some part of you that feels like you are distanced or you are isolated or you're separated. And that's a pretty common feeling when the sun moves through the 12th house. So I imagine some of those things could be stirred up with having a full moon happen in the 12th. So there's some kind of energy here around just needing to purge and release maybe some of those feelings of, again, loss or grief and sadness around some kind of situation. And I feel like a really big part of this is just coming into acceptance and trust and faith in the universe, and that things will bring you a lot more joy in the future. I think one of the other things that I'm seeing is that you guys are probably coming out of a phase like this. So maybe you guys in the past have had these feelings of loss or isolation or separation, and now this is kind of trying to wrap up this cycle and have you come into a state of flow and creativity and, not as much isolation, but trying to kind of put yourself out there again. There's a sense of like a renewal happening. So I think some of you guys will vary along where you're at in the journey, but I think some of you may be fully kind of, I've processed or I've pretty much processed that, like now what's next. And so I think for what's next for you guys, there very much is this energy of let's first of all make sure that our day-to-day routine looks good. First of all, okay, I want to make sure I process everything emotionally. Do I need to journal? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to spend time alone to make sure that I really have cleared my heart of whatever the grief is there with, or if there was some kind of old attachment or things that I've remained connected to, do I need to spend more time alone to process some of that? The second stage is, okay, how do I make sure that my day-to-day life looks good in order to support my well-being? So that looks like, what am I eating? What time am I going to bed? Am I doing my work? Am I on schedule? Like, am I getting things done so that I can be productive and feel confident about who I am? Am I taking care of my physical and mental health? And again, sleeping enough. That's super key with this 12th house. So that's the second phase. The third phase, and that's the sun and the north node in the 6th house also. The third phase is Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, in Pisces with Saturn in your 5th house. And this is all about bringing back that spark of joy. This could mean going on dates again if you had a breakup. This could look like you spending time with your children if you've been feeling sick or isolated or alone. This could be you guys exploring new hobbies or interests or things that you've always wanted to try to build up that you feel like you could be really good at, and getting this sense of kind of dedication to that, because this is involving Saturn. I feel like it's trying to bring us both a sense of like what could be, because Venus is in Pisces and it's very imaginative. It's very much tied to the fantasy element of life, or what could I possibly manifest with the universe. And then Saturn is next to Venus saying, okay, if you want to do that, this is what you have to do. You got to wake up at this time, do this work, set aside this money, or whatever it involves putting effort into something. But there's a sense of like taking it seriously and giving it the effort and time it deserves in order for it to come to fruition. So how can you get serious about your joy? How can you get serious about your natural talents and gifts? How can you get serious about having these joyful and uplifting relationships in your life? And that could, again, indicate children as well. It's going to be different for all of you, but it's like, how can we really get serious about this? So that means like, I'm going to create a legit dating profile. I'm going to sign up for an 8-week course of that thing that I'm interested in doing. I'm going to, make sure that I go on this trip with my kids so that I really get this time to connect with them. But there's a sense of like, I am, again, committing to some level of this expansive, joyful, pleasurable type of energy that helps me reconnect with who I am, what I'm about, and like kind of life after the loss type of thing. And you'll notice that when you do this, you're actually going to meet new people. And this doesn't have to mean like a romantic partner, but it could. But that's because Venus and Saturn are also sextiling Jupiter and Uranus in your 7th house. So you'll notice that like once you actually start to put yourself out there, you're going to get into this flow state. You're going to get into this phase of your life where you're attracting new people and you're doing things with people that have similar interests as you. You're feeling more optimistic because you're on a similar page. It's a sense of like things picking up, things moving faster. You kind of have released some kind of burden of the past, and now you're more activated and magnetized towards what's in the future, what's exciting for me, what uplifts me, and then people naturally feel magnetized towards that because they're on a similar path or they have a similar desire as you. And so I feel like you guys are going to maybe make some new friends, a new partnership, maybe you're going to collaborate or work with somebody, but there's a sense of like, I'm not here alone. This is a team effort. This is a collaborative effort, and I'm going to again have these right people in my life as a result of doing some of the things that I really love with this sense of persistence and dedication. Okay, let's see. So if you're feeling low on energy, confined or constricted within a current situation or relationship, it may be time for a refresh. To increase the flow of energy, focus on minimizing stress, go at a slower pace, work on your self-confidence, or make exciting plans for the future that give you something to look forward to. So that's a sense that I'm getting. It's like you guys have already left this thing that was not aligned or it was constricting you. It wasn't going to move forward with you. And now you're entering into a flow state by doing things that you really, really love and attracting people into your life that also love those things too. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio. Very positive so far. Not everyone's has been so great. So that's exciting. If this resonates, please comment down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day.